Y'all make sure y'all go on my website and pick up a copy of my new book, Astrostetics, right now. And we also have something else coming very soon. I know y'all gonna love it. So yeah, with this Virgo moon, it's important that you be emotionally realistic. Be real with your emotions, the expectations of your environment, how you feel about the world around you. It's important to know as well that this Virgo moon will deal with childhood sensitivities, the things that we were sensitive, emotionally sensitive to as children, because this can also deal with innocence. So this moon can bring some emotional stability to you. And this is, I mentioned this in the previous video, that the moon in Virgo is very patient, very understanding. And the Virgo moon is also extremely intuitive with others. This is one of the things that's so special about the moon, that the Virgo moon, this Virgo moon is very practical and realistic with one's hopes and aspirations. And this is great because this Virgo is very spiritually uplifting of others. Virgos, you think about people like Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Nicki Minaj got a Virgo moon. These people are very imaginative, and they can have this very like idealistic, expansive effect on people's dreams and their imaginations. And this is also because Virgo is the perfectionist. Now, in the last video, we spoke about being prepared, right? Being prepared, being detailed. Because when you're detailed about things, this allows you to gain an aspect of understanding. So this Virgo moon allows us to sum things up into what we want to say, what we want to express to the world, but in a very calm way. Because, you know, in the astrological aspect, Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, but at the same time, these two signs square each other. And this is important to know because Mars is also in Gemini as well. So several hours after this full moon, we're gonna have a more direct Mars and the moon square. So there can be a slight shift somewhere in how our emotional expression can be expressed. But this Virgo moon is still amazing because this will bring us solidifiable insight into how to emotionally express things. Because there are times when we could have things that might be like emotionally concerning in a sense. And it's, well, how do you express that to the world around you? How do you observe the environment and be practical and realistic with your expectations? That's what this Virgo moon is about. Now, with this aspect right here, right, we got Saturn going into Aquarius. This is the last, in a sense, full moon before the first new moon of the year. So this full moon deals with ultimate preparation, being very, very vivid and detailed with your day-to-day emotional environment while being realistic with your expectations of others as well. On the other side of this full moon, this is going to allow great spiritual connection with other people. And a lot of the times we can get that by just simply being real, simply being genuine and practical, summing things up. I don't want to say like, I can't say that. I guess just being like a it's keeping it a bean, know what I mean? Just keeping it a bean with others in the most practical, realistic way. And also things that we've been patient about, emotionally patient, right? This deals with condensifying things. And this is, y'all listen, this is the last full moon before the astronomical new year. Now listen, y'all, this thing is so important because Saturn is really gonna go into Pisces. Pluto is really gonna go into Aquarius. Like, I know y'all see what's going on, right? Like, these transits, they getting us ready for this Virgo and Pisces situation. It's a situation. It is. We got a situation. A beautiful one. A beautiful one. Yes. And y'all know Lex, I'm a Pisces as well. Y'all know Pisces love telling you that we Pisces, man. Yo, listen. All my Pisces know what I'm talking about. Because you know we gonna suss it out, okay? Now listen. Listen. Control yourselves. That's what Saturn does. Saturn deals with control. Authority can come off in this sense being restrictive, but this is because the ideologies of Saturn, they call for structure and, in a sense, unison. The expectations, and this is the most realistic, in the most realistic sense is what we're talking. Now, why do I say that? This is the more important thing because Pisces and Virgo, as Saturn goes in the Pisces, this is gonna really allow us to be very realistic and detailed in the most practical way with what we expect from the world around us. So we're going to see a lot of us might feel like being extra critical of others, extra critical. And when I say this, I mean in an uplifting way, right? Being compassionate with others and being patient with them, right? Getting past the little weird quirks and looking at the basic finite components of others. That's great because this allows for great understanding and overstanding, and this is a beautiful gateway to compassion, understanding where others are at on a physical level. Also, things that we need to work on in the practical, realistic way. This deals with us being responsible with the things that we're very hyper aware about, the things that are but also private. So this could bring some pressure on being 100% realistic, y'all. That's all that these transits are going to promote. As well, being responsible with your dreams, all right? And also maybe even your addictions, what you're consuming, being real with your mind, being real with your imagination. Are you vividly expressing the things that you want to communicate on a basic day-to-day level? Is your emotional well-being prepared to deal with the environment, as well as even things like health, beautiful, positive health? That's number one. Making sure your health is great, things like your diet, your day-to-day responsibilities, the things, and this is why we're talking about the basic components. what makes this up? How can we get a finite, detailed look at this thing? And in a sense, this deals with seeing past the illusion. And when we do this, this is when we're realistic. So these transits, it can be a great gateway to even discipline, because it takes time to gain an understanding at times. But that's why, and no pun intended, we gotta be understanding, be realistic about our vivid imaginations. And this eliminates confusion. But we also want to still leave room for imagination and leave room for the great imagination and expansion of that. At the same time, we must be realistic with how we're working towards these vivid, imaginative goals. So, this is also going to bring in some, beginning these next full moons, these Saturn and Pisces opposing when the moon goes into Pisces. So with these lunar and solar rotations, no, these lunar and Saturnian oppositions, there's gonna be some things that are even emotionally concerning regarding like government. So when it comes to like the structure and of society, things that people haven't been speaking about, but at the same time, it may bother them in like a unknown kind of way. There's gonna be a pressure, and a lot of this will come from people just being extra practical and realistic. So there could be a vibe here where some of illusions, people that get serious about figuring out like, yo, what's going on? Like what is the vibe that I'm in? How do I feel about where I'm at? How do you feel about where you are? And being able to emotionally express things like this to people, I'm telling you that this Virgo full moon and even these upcoming transits with Saturn, this can allow us to be very compassionate with other people. Remember, y'all, Virgo is the maiden. All right, Virgo is deals with labor, working, getting ready to prepare and harvest. And this is something that can also bring discipline, discipline in public affairs. But this is going to come from responsibility. And this can bring stability. But it deals with having a positive, realistic, realistic, realistic working habits regarding what you want to manifest. Because when you detail, even, sometimes when people say when you want to affirm something, you got to be 100% realistic. So when we dealing with this vibe in a more positive sense, that's what these transits will begin to highlight. And the things that we've been very patient about in our private moments, we gonna get some realistic sense and practical attunement into how we want to create these. So this is just going to deal with the overall pressure, being realistic. Authorities talking about faith, authorities and even elected officials. There could be in a sense a call for, not, I don't want to say necessarily religious, but it's just things like bringing people together in a realistic way. You know, it's going to be a lot of conversations about having a basic understanding of others, right? Like and I'm telling y'all, this is why we dealing with them basic components, getting detailed about how we experience in the world, getting detailed with our environment and the practicalities in it. I said practicalities in it, because that's what we do with Virgo. We get realistic. Yes, the imagination is beautiful and vivid, but at the same time, like, when you being realistic about it, you know, you can be very patient. You can't understand that, nah, like, people need time. And this can bring emotional growth and development. And also, as we get ready for the sun is going through Pisces. I think the sun is about midway there. And we also got Mercury in Pisces, right? So this is gonna bring in and we're gonna begin to see these things, right? Concerns and things like faith and expression of religious ideologies, but on a mass scale. So, you know, it's very important that we you know, even in aspects in the social hemispheres, right? There could be like a inclination for things like religion, how we expressing things that can be spiritually sensitive for others, right? It's trans is gonna highlight a lot of things going on with religion and beliefs, all right, putting some pressure on that. And the interesting thing is that, remember, y'all, there's an aspect of Saturn that rules the unexpected and, in a sense, hidden expectations. Remember, y'all, Saturn is dark. You get what I'm saying? Like, Saturn is the darkest. When we're dealing with the visible traditional planets, Saturn is the darkest, right? Could say that Saturn and Mars kind of have some vibes going on with that in the visible aspect. But you know, Saturn is cold. It rules um Aquarius and Capricorn. Excuse me. These two signs, these two signs, they are very and they could be cold. You know how they establish themselves is very cold, and it's in a very dry season when we're dealing with it from a sun's perspective, right? But now when we put the ruler of those energies in Pisces, this is going to definitely bring out some pressure on things that we're compassionate about, right? So this is going to bring a lot of attention towards the invisible world, right? The things that you didn't even know about, things that you had no idea about, they could come to the surface. And this is, once again, all in a sense to give you a practical understanding, right? So there's going to be some pressure on us to have patience with other people, right? And that's one thing with the Virgo vibe. Um, that's one of the highlights, being patient in your dealings with others, because this allows you to be realistic with them. All right, it allows you to even be uplifting of them. And this is why Virgo is a great healer sign, right? When you're dealing with Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, these signs are very solid when it comes to the healing aspect, right? And how do we do this? Being realistically, how do you heal things within yourself so that you're not triggered by weird things that are not directed to you, If you see something somewhere, like you don't even feel any emotional itches nowhere, what is your method around gaining an understanding of that? That's what this Virgo full moon is going to bring to the table. So when you get practical and when you get realistic, this just does beautiful, wonderful things. This allows you to communicate greater, be clear and transparent when you're speaking, being like 100 with other people, yo, right? So any emotional concerns that you have, and also even family as well, things that like our family members might do that might be spiritually, like I mean emotionally like concerning at times. These is a great transit to communicate how you might even feel about that, right? Taking it easy. Things that we're working on, things that are consistent affairs, working, labor, things that we get up for on a daily, day-to-day basis. But now, yeah, yes, you know, we making this extremely realistic right now. I know you know. But listen, with that Saturn and Pisces right there, we need we need you to be just, oh, I think it's raining out there. It's raining, y'all. When it come to that Saturn and Pisces vibe though, this is something that you gotta solidify, right? Solidify things that's not there yet. So that's why these transits could be challenging towards faith, challenging to how you approach what's not there yet, how you approach things that you're not aware of. All right. So y'all, this transit, I hope y'all enjoy it. Um, I'm about to go see what's going on with that weather out there. And y'all know we enjoying this beautiful full moon as always. It's a beautiful one. And I hope you have a beautiful, great one as well. And stay lit. Y'all make sure y'all go on the easycomplex.com and check out all the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful products and inventory that we have available for your pleasure. I know you're gonna love what you see. All right. So enjoy this full moon and stay dope and happy and positive. And peace out, y'all. Yeah.